This week's episode of the multiple award-winning Here For It podcast is brought to you by Black Planet Logins.
When the bitches start putting their welcome little sign thing up, that's like, bitch, let me go refresh my what is it called? ATM? I'm thinking money. Woo.
Wow. No.
Money is the motive. But HTML. That's what
HTMLs, yes. Cookies. Yeah. Get your cookies together.
Literally.
Solange put up this cryptic message and logged into Black Planet that triggered the rest of us that we need to get on Black Planet and figure out what the fuck is going on because she might be dropping an album. And I was there doing the same thing, trying to figure out what my Black Planet login. I was
like, let me go to my old email
is.
from 2006. What was the password today? It was a Yahoo mail, and they had 2 breaches on me down to the Yahoo. So, did the hackers change my password? Who knows?
Quite possibly. But all I know is my chakras have been fucked up. They need an alignment. They need new brakes. They need new struts. And so whatever she's got cooking up behind the scenes, even if it's on Black Planet, I'm logged in. I'm here
What's
for
it called when your car be doing this? Yeah, shocks. Because my shocks have been
worn out
the whole month of February.
Wow, worn out.
Here for a podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to our show. My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters, and of course, RonaldMatters.com.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman,
okay,
aka the Backshot Bringer, BKA the nigga on your Explore page. And this is Here For It podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to us for 100 fucking episodes. Some of y'all ain't listened to all of them. Shout out to y'all. Y'all got time. You can go back and refresh your wigs and see some of the other ones. But we have 100 episodes out of us talking shit, of us being activists, of us being silly and stupid on the internet, of us talking about political issues, sexual issues, and all y'all faves that continuously fuck up all the time.
We don't talk about people's faves. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do. I definitely do.
Oh my God.
So I created a special icebreaker for us this week. Since it is our 100th episode, we will play the time-tested intrude, pick something out of
Questions
a bowl.
in a bowl.
Questions in a bowl.
Okay.
And so these questions are a little bit different. They're not questions, they're titles. Okay. Since we have 100 titles out there.
Oh my God, my memory.
Yeah. We have 100 titles out there. We've named 100 of these episodes crazy shit. You're going to pick one and guess whether it's an actual title of Here For a Podcast or not. So we're going to test your knowledge of Here For a Podcast titles. So pick one up.
And we need a prize for our listeners since it's the 100th episode. let me scoot closer to the mic because
we send the news if you get them all right.
Oh, I think we should just do like a Here For a Podcast t-shirt or something. We'll give a person a free Here For a Podcast t-shirt.
Absolutely.
We'll have to figure out how to do that. But we're, okay, on the go. First one, it says 7 inches minimum.
7 inches minimum. Was that a Here For a Podcast episode title or not?
7 inches minimum. Now, 7 inches will get the job done for me because I still like to have my walls. But I specifically remember it being 6 inches minimum because while I prefer 7, I know some girls where 6 is enough, and her name is Carly Red.
Oh, yeah, she did say she liked little dick.
Carly Red said she liked little ones. So then she was sleeping with Young Jock, and then she was sleeping with No Neck.
No Neck.
And I was just like, okay.
Jocelyn said, he had no neck. He had no neck.
Your turn. Pick one of the thingies.
Okay. So the next one is gay weddings. Gay weddings. Do you guys think that we had an episode titled Gay Weddings?
I'm thinking.
Dun, dun, dun. What do you think?
It's yours. Don't
I
phone
know
a friend. Don't phone a friend over here.
I know all the answers. Yes, we had an episode titled Gay Weddings.
Okay. Good. I'm glad you got it right.
I'm going to get them all right.
Because you're not always right. See? Oh, my God.
I'm going to get them all right.
Sag season is over. It's Pisces season now.
The rain is never over.
White top, black bottom.
Sounds like some shit we would say.
I definitely remember this being some Patreon content. But an episode title. White top, black bottom. I want to say yes because I feel like around last summer, early fall, somewhere in there, we did have a title called that. And then the Max Connor situation happened, and then we titled the Patreon content that. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
No. It was black top, white bottom.
Black top, white bottom.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Because we were talking about the noir porn girls.
Yeah, full of black tops and white bottoms.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Max Connor was tweeting last week about, well, no, it was somebody, I think it was Phoenix Fellington, is that his name? He was tweeting, oh, I remember doing a 3-way scene last night with 2 other black guys, but you guys are speaking what you don't know, but you're not subscribed to Noir Mail. Okay, so y'all been there for 6 months and this the first all-black scene y'all done filmed? I mean, I'm not intrigued. I heard Chi Chi LaRue was problematic. She should have on your shirt. She needs to get down to the store and use her coupon code.
Wow. The 100 is our coupon code. The 100.
We ain't got that. You spoiling. You spoiling.
She might only be listening to the first 6 minutes, and I'm trying to bless her while she's listening. She may not listen to the end. The one that I have is large bottoms. Large bottoms. Did we have a title called Large Bottoms?
I'm gonna let you put that out. Well, I'm not letting you put. I'm 6'1". You're not gonna put that out.
That means that's viable. Very viable. No, the answer is no. We did not have a title called Large Bottoms.
Titles with bottom in it.
We do have one.
What is it called? Oh, it might be in this, so don't tell me.
Tall Bottoms.
Me? See, I'm 6'1". Okay, now that I can get with.
Wow.
Justice for me.
Giraffe pussy out here.
What is this?
Dripping meat.
Who?
Dripping meat. Did we have a title called Dripping meat?
We know. Why would the meat be dripping? Is it like the pink sauce of meat? I don't think that's an episode title.
It is now. We had an episode titled called Dripping. And we've had multiple titles with meat in them. So
guilty.
Oh
my God.
Second to last, gay rape.
That's on you.
What do y'all think? Gay rape. Have we titled an episode Gay Rape?
100 episodes of Here For a Podcast. Wow.
We have absolutely titled an episode called Gay Rape because it is very valid and it's still happening and it is realistic no matter what the fuck is going on in Jussie Smollett's house.
Or someone else. They said there was a LGBTQI trans advocate who had faked that his house burned down and it had 5 animals in it. I was like, what is going on?
That sounds like a typical craft.
Are we discussing it on Here For a Podcast?
No, I ain't. It just sounds too typical of a craft to me. Like, I know girls that have done those things. So,
I was like, I'm just gonna wait till Here For a Podcast because I need to wait. I was gonna learn from you. I was so excited to. I saw the headline. Anyway. The last one says episode titled Butch Queen. I was killing time because I was like episodes. But so the answer is no. We had an episode titled Butch Queen Radio, which is dedicated to Nicki Minaj, and my favorite quote from her show. Oh, we gonna get into some things.
My favorite quote is "To freedom."
And then,
that's my favorite quote.
Then the next week, she came back and told the DJ to hold the bomb drops. She gonna do the bomb drops on her own. So I was like, did they put a little thingy, a little Kanye West button in front of her?
Yeah.
And let her do her own bomb drop?
Fisher Price. Fisher Price.
Apple Music, call us.
We have ideas. Our affirmations this week. Thank you guys for playing along with our.
I got one wrong.
With our 100th anniversary game. Make sure you go back and check out some of those titles if you've never heard of them before, because there's a reason we named them.
I can't believe I got
crazy things. So go back and check out some of those titles if you have not listened to those episodes. 100 episodes in, maybe 100 more to go.
Ciao.
Our affirmation this week is gender nonconforming is real, and it is okay for people to know you as a boy, and then for you to be a girl, and for them to know you as a girl.
As a woman.
I was just using
depending
boy and girl.
On your age. Okay.
Use your own pronouns. Pronouns fill in the blank. Woman. When you finally come out as whoever you are, whatever your pronoun is, that is who you are, and no one else can misidentify you as anything else.
Yeah.
No matter what they knew you as, what they
Formerly known
remember
Y'all
you
acknowledged
as.
you when it was Prince. Announce me as Chastity. Me, I'm Chastity.
Or the artist formerly known as, because Prince told you girls, listen, you will call me this. I'll be a symbol until I'm ready to be called Prince again.
Period.
That is our affirmation this week. 6'4 Luxury is still having an awesome sale going on right now. So if you like what our skin looks like and you love listening to Here
We
for
need
a
a refill.
podcast,
No Elf Honor.
wow. You can get over to 6'4 Luxury right now and get a 15% off discount using the offer code Here for a Podcast through the month of February. So you got one more week left to get this discount. And you can have beautiful skin
Come on out.
like this.
Come on out. I can't find my light and look into the camera. I don't know how to do it.
That means you didn't find your light.
I'm not talented like that.
Wow. 100 years of top. You're just still going to have to deal with this. 100 episodes in, 100 years of top. I'm going to have to deal. Rest in power, Trayvon Martin. Today is the anniversary of his death. His killer is still walking around the streets, probably smelling like cheese, and looking like all the lost hopes and dreams that every white person has ever had in their life. But it is important that I want to start our topics with remembering Trayvon Martin, remembering the spark to a movement, and what happened to him definitely sparked a movement that is ongoing today, that will be ongoing until we get justice, where we don't have any justice at all. The Shade of Life was one of the very first games that we played.
We still have that. I have it in the kitchen on the counter.
On Here for a Podcast.
Yep.
If you guys are looking for a game to play on upcoming vacations, trips, definitely recommend that one. Like I said, if you have not heard all 100 episodes, go back to the very first episode, Sugar in Your Tank.
Gay.
Very gay. We started off very gay. Started off very, very, very gay. And that was one of the first things that we ever reviewed 100 episodes ago. We also had a call to action in our very first episode of businesses that you would like to donate money to back in 2017.
Okay.
So I would encourage our listeners to take up that same challenge in 2019.
Homework. Look, get your paper out.
Yeah.
I'm left-handed.
Wow. That's a disability.
And I'm gay. That's 2 checks. Woo.
2 chains. Find a business, a gay business or a nonprofit that you can donate $50 to in 2019. It doesn't have to be this weekend. It doesn't have to be the next payday. But in 2019, can you donate to a business or a nonprofit that is black and that is gay? It is an easy charge. All of y'all can do it. There are over 500 subscribers to Here for a Podcast right now, and I want to see the stories of all 500 of y'all sewing back into our own community.
Amen. You can at least, on your most popular platform, just share a link to it. If they got a sale going on, or if you've tried this product and you liked it, nothing beats word of mouth from a person in the community. Oh, Eddie Superman likes this, I want to try it. Or Ed Ronald Matters likes this, I want to try it. Because I definitely am a Yelp review fish myself. I've been looking at apartments recently, and I'm going to talk about that. Am I here for it? But so I definitely go to Yelp and read the reviews of these leasing companies and all new little lounges up and coming. Because DC always got a new lounge under new management. But yeah, definitely like, hey, you guys, I went here and it was great. Or hey, I tried this. Girl, now shipping took a little long, but once I got it, it was good product. And don't be afraid, because I receive it better when they're like, girl, or do watch out for a little bit of this. The review appears to be more honest. Tell the truth about your experience.
Yeah, it helps other people out, especially if you already had a negative one. You know you're not going back. Warn somebody else to say,
girl, don't go down to M Lounge.
Oh, you didn't say MK Lounge, so.
I was trying to.
That's where we go. That's around the corner.
But I do like MK Lounge. But I was like, I like MK Lounge, but I don't want to say nothing negative about MK Lounge. So I just shorted it to M Lounge for what your name is. So
my name is
it's
the
always
Superman.
Sagittarius season in there, and they always cutting up. I ain't got time.
My name is the Superman. TheeSupaman. They trying to
is
kill
funny.
your favorite bitch.
Who?
Jussie Smollett is
Oh
down
my
to the
God.
jail now. Unfortunately, we are reporting on this. We're not going to report on it long because it's developing still. And my next story is a more serious and more interesting story, but I did not want to go past this week without at least saying what's going on, especially since we started weeks ago with the bashing of a gay star, and we took his side vociferously, probably prematurely, but he has been charged with a felony, multiple felonies now. And the story has more endings than an M. Shyamalan movie at this point.
More curves and swerves than RuPaul's Drag Race runway.
There's surveillance footage now. There's checks. There's he has a letter saying what they were supposed to be paid for and memos. It's all kinds of shit.
His Apple Watch checked in down to the Equinox. I don't know, make up some shit. Girl, he checked in on the 3rd floor of the W Hotel. Like, they just made up shit, like, put it all together, and like, yeah, file it, girl.
Put a pin in that because the next story is going to be very, very important for that. So with the Jussie Smollett shit, we're not, like I said, we're not going to get too in deep. I'm going to put a pin in that, and we're going to come back to the Jussie Smollett shit when there's like fully fleshed out facts and verdicts.
Oh, okay, because I was like,
Because right now he's still the bottom that cried wolf. We're not sure what's going on. We need to believe
that. The bottom that cried wolf. Oh,
Yeah.
that sound like me.
it is you,
I'm ready. Come over.
and you not
Wasting
ready.
time all 2019.
I had Chipotle
When you get there, tell him that when you get there.
and a frozen margarita.
A large. It was a payday.
So when they come out with a full story from both sides of the Chicago police and Jussie Smollett's camp, I will be making a decision on who going to the
You on the jury? You the 13th member of the jury?
yeah. I'm deciding who going to the electric chair. Yes, execution. R. Kelly is also in jail right now, and so let's marinate on that.
He's out. He got out.
Oh yeah, he got out this morning. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
he got out a few hours ago.
Posted bail finally. He got enough of his
They
followers
had
to
the GoFundMe going.
get a
It still
GoFundMe.
didn't raise the money, so some woman had to just go on.
Sell some pussy.
A suburban Chicago woman, and they were saying that it was Empire Fish, Cookie Lions.
Taraji got him out of jail.
They were saying that it was Cookie.
Why would Taraji get R. Kelly out of jail?
That's what the
Oh,
Twitter-
you know what? She did do the
was
search. She did do the search of mute
R. Kelly.
Mute Weinstein.
So where's
Yeah.
the Mute Weinstein, and where's the? And so some suburban 40-something Chicago woman reportedly got him out, and they
Plausible. Is she 40 though? I thought she was closer
She's
to 50.
48,
She's yeah.
close to 50, but still
50.
40.
So there's that. That's a juxtaposition. Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly in the same week in Black History Month. We had to deal. R. Kelly, again, roasted his ass. He needs to go right back to jail. Can't wait to watch that play out. I'm popping popcorn and making mimosas. Period.
Michael Avenatti
Yeah, he released the details.
is one of the lawyers, and he said he got a third tape.
3 whole pounds?
Three.
3 whole pounds.
It's over for you bitches.
It's a bit over. The Fred Hampton biopic is finally coming out.
Who's Fred Hampton?
I'm about to
That's
enlighten.
why I'd be like, I love here for a podcast. I learned something.
The biopic is been a long time coming. A lot of people that have been studying the Black Panthers, know the story of Fred Hampton very deep. And I'm happy to see the story finally coming to light. And in the climate of us having the discussion about whether we believe the Chicago police or not,
No.
this is an absolute necessity of a biopic to come out. And is being directed by the one and only Ryan Coogler,
Oh,
starring Daniel Kaluuya. Can't
heard this.
Can't
Somewhere on
beat
the
it.
internet.
Can't beat it. So again, backstory to Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton was one of the chairmen of the Black Panthers in Chicago. He was the overall mother of Black Panthers, overall father. I'm not going to give him all that.
Okay.
Overall father of Black Panthers in Chicago, and then rose through the ranks so much that he was about to become the chief of staff of all the Black Panthers throughout the country. He was 21 years old, started off as a community organizer. He started getting all these young college kids excited, all these young college kids of color excited about supporting the Black Panther Party, joining the Black Panther Party, learning the politics of the Black Panther Party to become members. And one of his most important accomplishments was brokering the non-aggression pact between two really big gangs in Chicago. And so the police in general, but mostly the white police in general, saw this as an opportunity against them. So what he did was there was gang violence in the 60s in Chicago. These two gangs, these really two big gangs, were fighting each other, killing Black people in the street, causing all this violence and chaos and stuff like that. In comes Fred Hampton and calmed them down and brought them to the table to talk. They stopped fighting and shooting in the streets. This was a big problem for the Chicago police. The Chicago police was like, "Oh shit, we don't have no narrative now. What? I can't say the Black people is out there killing each other in their neighborhood? I can't go out there and just be shooting and hitting people, niggas in the head with clubs because gangs? Oh, we gotta put a stop to that shit. Not on my watch. Not on my watch."
You aggressive.
So after rising through the ranks of the Black Panther Party and creating a level of peace in Chicago, at the age of 21, again, this is a young man.
Butch Queen.
21. The police came to his house in the middle of the night. Him and his fiance were in the bed. His very pregnant fiance, 8.5 months pregnant. She's laying in bed with him. They're asleep in the middle of the night. The police come into the house. They kill one of the other Black Panthers that are in the house with him. They come into their bedroom. The wife is trying to shield him because she knows what's going on. All these police are coming in with flashlights and weapons drawn, and she is visibly pregnant. So she doesn't think that they won't shoot me. They pulled her ass off of him and threw her in another room and shot him. And she had to listen to them shooting him. And then one of the police officers talks back and forth with the other police officer saying, "Is he dead?" Then 2 more shots ring out and said, the other police officer said, "He is dead now." That is her testimony. You can go back and look at her video. I've seen it dozens of times of her telling the story. She's got Fred Hampton Jr. on one knee. She's still visibly pregnant in the video because they're asking her accounts of what happened right afterwards.
Down to the CBS.
And she's as clear as day.
Down to the NBC News.
She is as clear as day, as credible as day, telling us what happened to Fred Hampton. This up-and-coming Black Panther shot dead in his own bed in the middle of the night. And what did the Chicago police do the next day? They came out with a story saying that they were there to serve a search warrant.
Well, search, girl. You need a magnifying glass, not a shotgun.
So you started off with a search warrant, and the search warrant ends up in this man's bedroom with him sleep with his pregnant wife. Where was the knocking at? Where was the knocking at? Who answered the door for your search warrant? So your search warrant turned into a breaking and entering? So I say that story after I say the Jussie Smollett story because a lot of us have jumped to the defense of the Chicago Police Department without remembering the history of what the fucking Chicago Police Department has done then, and this was in 1969, has done then and what they're doing now. So let's be clear. Let's be very clear. Jussie Smollett might be a liar. He might very well be a liar, but he ain't the only liar in this story.
Well, I will say that I know that Chicago, Illinois, and Memphis, Tennessee continue to be number 1, number 2. Sometimes we change places. Shout out to Memphis. That's my hometown. But like the most homicides annually every year. And so many more homicides, so many things deemed as a suicide that needs to be investigated as a homicide, so many hate crimes that need to be investigated, that need to be announced that they're hate crimes. with a little bit more investigation, we could prove that this actually was a hate crime. There are so many things that Chicago police could be doing and getting the truth out and spending their days and weeks trying to formulate this lie when there are so many hours that they could be putting into telling the truth and getting the truth out about so many murders that happen in Chicago every year.
And for it to be so expeditious all of a sudden. Now,
oh my God.
Now the police can figure shit out in 2 weeks.
They done went down to the Wells Fargo and they done said, "Ma'am, we need his bank records for the last 30 days." And they were like, "Well, he wrote a check for fitness and training, but it actually was for this." Girl, you got 2 years experience down to the community college, and so they gave you a little degree because it's short staffing down to the police department. And you put this and this together. You need to reformulate your formula.
The police can't even get it together when you got like the little flash traffic light ticket. That still take 3 months minimum for you to be like, that wasn't even me. That wasn't even my car. So we putting shit together in 2 weeks now? Case closed? The case ain't closed for me.
Me either.
For Fred Hampton,
that sounds really good. The working title is "Jesus Was My Homeboy." So, you know, you put religion in there and
yeah.
Black Panthers and
because he definitely walked the line between the religions, and I hope that they talk about that in the movie as well. Between Islam and Christianity, he walked the line. But one of his most famous, I won't say quotes because I'm gonna change it a little bit, but when I say it, you'll remember it. You can jail a revolutionary, you can kill a revolutionary, but you cannot kill the revolution. That is Fred Hampton. If you don't know nothing about Fred Hampton, those are his words, the words of a fiery 21-year-old Black Panther.
Assassinated at 21 years old.
I am the revolution.
That needs to be the working title. Well, Jesus Was My Homeboy is a cute working title too, but I don't know. I'm not on the title committee.
Put it in the bag. And
You on the title committee. Which title do you think is better?
I am the revolution, because those are words that came out of his mouth habitually. He prophesied his own death, like a whole bunch of other people that got assassinated in the 60s.
Because they always prophesized it. Okay.
Yeah, all of them basically prophesied their own death in the 60s. But this is also part of the legacy of the Nixon administration, of a corrupt FBI, of a corrupt police state that was openly assassinating Black leaders.
The truth jumped out.
All of the Black leaders. Find one that they didn't. The only one that survived is Jesse Jackson, and I'm just gonna leave that.
He started the Rainbow Coalition in Chicago. So shout out to that title of that organization, because I support that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that where that is. The only good thing I like about the Rainbow Coalition is there's a rainbow involved. I don't know if it's this rainbow. It ain't this rainbow.
They need to add the black and brown colors to the top of the.
Okay.
Because the gay prides now are starting to add the black and brown colors to the flag, and some of them are not. And so, you know, the activist is down to the Insta and the Twitter. Oh, okay. Manchester Pride. I see y'all added the black and brown stripe, but y'all also went up on admission an extra $600. So y'all want to say that y'all acknowledge us, but don't create opportunities where we can afford to be there, but want to promote that you're being inclusive, Manchester Pride? There's something I saw on Twitter. I was like, oh, call the girls out. The UK gays are not playing. Okay, the UK gays.
Well, while we're calling girls out, there are several major airlines here in the United States that have committed to using non-binary options for ticketed passengers.
Come on out.
Starting in June.
Pride Month.
Yeah, for Pride. So
marketing team.
That means you are allowed to use whatever pronouns you would like to. You can also use that you will not even disclose your pronouns. You don't even have to be a Mr. or a Mrs. or a Ms. or you can just put undisclosed. Call me by my name. So the United spokesperson, Andrea Hiller, said the company wants to make all customers feel comfortable and welcome no matter how they self-identify. And I am absolutely here for it. The current airlines that have signed on are American, Delta, United, Southwest, Alaska, and JetBlue. So those are some extremely big major airlines that have signed on to this option for all of us come June, come Pride Month. The reason that I did bring it up is we are looking at you, Spirit. We are looking at you, Frontier.
Oh, Frontier is supposed to be a major competitor, girl.
Not here, they're not. So they're the only two major American airlines that did not sign on to this non-binary option. For what reasons? I don't know.
But why? I also, just as an analytical girl, why is it important to ask if a person is male or female? What does they have to do? Ma'am, did I give you my $169.83 plus $43 to upgrade to whatever economy premium? Why does it matter if I'm male or female? Because all y'all want is my money.
Well, I think what it originally
really
was for identification purposes. So if I walk up and I say I'm Julia, and then I present as Jason.
I'm Chastity.
Back in the day,
That's gonna be
that would be
preposterous. Chastity matters.
Name your baby that. So to those two major airlines that have not signed on to this, I would think the least that y'all could do is have the respect for the few customers that are still paying for your services.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Because Spirit,
I heard those trips to Miami be on sale.
there was a video of somebody on Spirit, and the pilot said, "Oh, don't worry, the plane can still function with one engine," and then all the lights went out. I was like, "Oh, you would never."
My scary ass.
You will never get me back on another Spirit airline.
My scary ass.
She could be $15. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going.
And I'm a hashtag tall bottom, so I can't be. I heard that it's like really squished in and real close. I'm a woman. I can't be.
Well, come June, you can put whatever identity you would like on your ticket, unless you fly in Spirit and Frontier.
All right.
There's a porn star by the name of Caden Gray who is reporting that he has experienced a date rape situation at a bug chaser / pause party.
It's already a lot going on. you gotta insert a date rate, ma'am.
Yeah. So
What this was?
So he didn't exactly say how he got to the party or why he was at
Uber or a Lyft.
or why he was at the party, but he exclusively reported to Gay Star News
He probably was hosting the party. They had him on the flyer, probably.
that the violent sexual assault happened at the party. He
Now
said,
you want to report?
I think that was a moment for the fan.
Well, consenting adults are at a party. I would like to be. I would like to get HIV tonight, so I'm at a bug chaser party.
So let's break that down first. So,
Okay,
I know we've done it in one of the other 100 episodes of Here for a Podcast, but bug chaser parties are for people who are currently HIV negative. They go to the parties because they want to become HIV
I'm
positive.
gay. I'm gonna
They
die
feel-
some kind of way. I might as well get the thing that's getting on my nerves. I'm scared of HIV, so I might as well go ahead and get HIV and get that out the way.
Yeah, one less thing that I have to worry about. And so that's the rationale, the reason that they go to these parties, and then of course the positive men that are at the parties it's just a sex party to them. One, it's a problem because now y'all all are exchanging strains, so I'm gonna make that note on a public health perspective. Two, as a negative person, there are so many options out here.
HIV negative person.
As an HIV negative person, there are so many options out here that you don't have to resort to that.
The pull-out method?
No,
Oh.
no, not at all.
That was a joke. I'm trying to. Woo.
So on top of that, there was Kim
Don't
Sex.
get on top of that. Something on top of that.
Yikes. There was Kim Sex also going on at this party, so people were partying and playing and all of those wonderful, beautiful things that the kids do. He noted that one of his friends knew that he was negative before they got to the party. He believes that someone slipped him G or ketamine because he woke up to find 3 men fucking him, bareback, with a 4th in the room watching and crying. So there were 3 men actually fucking him, and then one of them was in the corner.
Triple penetration? Is that what he's saying, or he just saying like 3 people took turns? Wow.
It can be really fuzzy if you've been drugged with GHB or ketamine. Ketamine being a horse tranquilizer, GHB being whoa. So depending on how much he was exposed to or taken or drugged with, he may just have glimpses of faces. He did recount that he did receive anal tearing, and after the assault, he says he was bleeding from both ends with his throat in a lot of pain. At one point, he started to be sick, so one of the men dragged him to the shower. Straight after being sick, Gray says the man shoved his dick in his mouth and pissed in it. So, he reported taking PEP 24 hours afterwards. PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis, so at least he did that. But I encourage our listeners to be mindful in putting yourself in these situations.
Did it work? Is he still HIV
Well,
negative?
This is just reported as of day before.
Oh,
yesterday.
he had already called his media role and had put out the press release.
He already had. There's a video. There's a video. There's a video interview, so it's not like.
There you go. Go to the clinic. Call your social media team. Get an interview.
Well, he's a porn star. Now he's in white porn, so a lot of us probably won't know who he is. Yeah. But I assume he does have a team, and his team was like, get after it and get behind it and get your story out there and get the Me Too girls to help you if you can. Which is all a good idea.
Like 1 month from now, I'm still not going to be able to get hard because I know that I follow his story where he was raped. I mean, like, I know that people have sex for money, for pleasure. It's not just because they need to pay their Sprint bill, which we discussed in a video for Here For It podcast. But if he's having sex for pleasure with 1 or 2 people, and then all of a sudden it turns out that he was raped, I can't continue to have sex for pleasure to his videos. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, he had videos.
That's weird.
He has videos before the rape, though, so he wasn't raped in the videos that you see on porn. So if you've been a star,
now I'm emotional. Here I go. I'm emotional now.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of so if you ain't stopped watching no Mr. Marcus videos because you found out he had syphilis.
I surely have not.
So that's the same thing.
He did not have syphilis though. Test results came back negative.
You sound like one of these aunties out here defending R. Kelly. You sound just like that.
After I said it, I was like,
no, he actually did.
He
actually transmitted syphilis to girls?
No, he didn't. Okay, so my other question is...
Ooh, these R. Kelly deniers is out here in the streets.
The Mr. Marcus deniers. Put me on the right squad. Okay, I'm a Mr. Marcus denier.
Okay.
If I'm going to be allegedly anything. But my second question is, as sexuality evolves over time, some people are straight when they're 20, gay when they're 30, bisexual when they're 40. So for girls who get tired of missionary and doggy, and then you want to spice it up, and then you add weed, then you're like, okay, I'm graduating from weed to meth, I guess, or poppers. And then you graduate to, I'm trying to figure out, that's my question. So, and then you graduate to all these things, and then you graduate to where one partner is not enough. You need 2 partners in a night. Or you graduate to where like, oh, well, not that I need to receive all 6 partners, but I would like for them to be in the room. When you started out with missionary and doggy with one person, and you graduate to a whole body party, is there a point where you should feel, girl, I need to slow down. I need to evaluate this. I need to think about this. My walls. First and foremost, my walls.
So,
do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, but it's wrong.
It's not right. No question is wrong. You're not supposed to encourage that.
No, some questions be wrong. For people to say that there are gateway drugs in sex, yes. Does everyone get into gateway drugs? No. You have taken dick before. That doesn't mean like since you took one dick, you're like, well, I guess I can take 2 tonight. I guess I can take 3 tonight. It's a gateway drug. I'm just gonna.
No, I'm not blaming the
go
drug.
down
I'm not blaming the drug.
But you're saying
the drug is included. The drug is there. I'm not blaming the drug.
But you took the leap from people wanting missionary and doggy, and then wanting it from other people, and then incorporating drugs in that. That's not all a gateway. Some people just do the drugs without the sex.
Yes.
So that's why it's not a gateway.
But I don't feel in my ask I was blaming the drug. The drug is there. The drug is included. Yes, because they're also in they're graduating partners and they're graduating drugs at the same time. No,
some people graduate different things without drugs or with drugs. It's not a section that meets.
Okay.
Some people do drugs without sex.
Yeah, me. I do alcohol all the time.
Some people do all kinds of sex without drugs. They don't necessarily have to intersect. You can be a weed person that is asexual and then say, I don't like weed no more.
I feel like they're graduating sexual partners and drugs at the same time. But the base of my question was around graduating sexual partners, because I feel like if I went from reverse cowgirl with Chris, then I tell Chris to bring 2 of his homies over, whether drugs are involved or not. Then Chris and his 2 homies beat down to the Washington D.C. Then I'm like, Chris, you and your 2 friends and your homeboy who in town for D.C. Pride, and tell him a friend coming over is cool. So now I'm at 5 sexual partners in one session. Do I need to evaluate what I'm doing?
No.
Is my sexual experience becoming a lot?
No.
Okay, that's my question.
No, you do things in moderation. Just because you fuck 5 people tonight does not mean tomorrow you got to fuck 5 more. You can say, hey, look, it's my 100th episode of my podcast. I'm going to go out and get all the dick if I want to get all the dick, or get all the ass I want to get because it's a celebration. It's my birthday. It's New Year's. It's Christmas. It's Valentine's Day. You can do things in moderation without it being a lifestyle.
It's a lot.
It's not. You can do things, again, I'll say it again. You can do things in moderation without it being a lifestyle.
I received
You
that
can
info.
drink a whole bunch of tequila tonight and then wake up tomorrow and say, I'm done with tequila for the month.
Girl, we going brown. No pause.
So no, those intersections don't necessarily have to meet.
Okay.
And everything is not a gateway. Doggy style is not a gateway into
anal. Well, for us it's already anal, but
one doggy style is not a gateway into ground and pound gangbang.
Ooh, wow.
That's what you just
insinuated. I'm very conservative about sex, and you're more sex specialist than I'm. Very just look, sir. You got like 3 positions, and you need to be done.
This why you're single?
That was no. I would say that was my example in the contrast for the example.
Okay.
All right.
For the conclusion to that story, be mindful.
Pretty please.
I'm not going to tell anybody not to go to no sex parties, because Lord knows, been there, done that.
I was raising my hand while you were talking, but
been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. Got another nigga's drawers on mistake. Left my drawers a whole bunch of places. So I am not in no position to tell nobody to not go to no parties, to not fuck all the niggas that you want to fuck in that moment. But moderation is key. Very much key. RuPaul's Best Friend race, All Stars, has ended. We talked about that last week. Season 11 starts Thursday.
Okay, this week. Okay.
Yeah, this Thursday. And so I just want to say a quick prayer for all the black queens. Please, please stay in this competition long enough to win. That's all I got.
Okay.
Because the last black queen that won, she had to share it with a white girl, so.
We don't need no more white saviors. Oh, hashtag Green Book. I don't see any stars.
Yet. But all of the seasons start off like that.
No,
What season did you see a star before the episode came on?
They never win, so
You didn't see they wouldn't have
I don't
started.
say out loud on platforms like this that she is the winner of season 8.
I want to see
But
Plastique go far.
I know that she's a beauty, and so I am automatically drawn to her. But the winner is always some girl from
Memphis.
and girl.
I wish the Black Queen's the best because I want to see one of them win. It's too many of them on this season, but now at 2 of them, we need 2 more in the top 3, and one of them got to win. For the culture, Maru, for the culture. Because now you know we on your ass. We're on your ass. Last but not least.
Last All-Stars, he had to do a trans contestant, and he had to make a black girl win.
And he still failed at that.
Woo!
He still failed at that.
Pressure be on his neck.
He didn't feel that much of it, apparently.
Yeah.
Last but not least, with one predator off the street, R. Kelly.
Oh.
For now. And then he going back and forth between, he going. Potentially off the street.
All right, moving on.
Let's now pivot to this week's section of how white men get away with murder. Arrest Ed fucking Buck. Period. Not comma, not semicolon. Don't stop at go and collect $200. Take his ass to jail now. Last time I checked.
Okay. When the last time you checked, though? Was it Thursday?
This morning. I had checked this morning.
All right.
The drugs that were found in both of the young men that died at Ed Buck's house
Next to his bed.
were illegal drugs?
Next to where the men were strapped to Ed Buck's bed. These dead black men are still in the bed, strapped to Ed Buck's bed. There is meth next to the bed.
And in the bloodstream. And the last time that I also checked, when you got found with these drugs, you get arrested. So if I got 1.5 pounds of meth and I'm walking down the street, fa la 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 la.
Girl, that's a cute dress you got on.
And the police just happen to see me with this 1.5 pounds of meth.
Nice dress, but ma'am, you also have meth.
You got to go to fucking jail. They would take my ass directly to. They would take me to PG County from here. Actually, they wouldn't even take me to fucking nowhere in DC. They'd be like, take your ass to PG County. They would put my ass in jail so motherfucking fast just for having that much drugs, illegal drugs, on me.
And me, preposterous, with you, I'm going to jail as well.
So for the life of me, I can't figure out, for just that charge, we can't get Ed Buck off these goddamn streets. Last week I reported on another young black male that was
Timothy Dean?
No.
Oh.
I'm getting there. That was videotaped walking around Beverly Hills with Ed Buck. Lord, let's pray for his strength and safety, please.
Lots of prayers going out on tonight.
And one of our listeners, thank you, Dylan, for bringing it to our attention that the second deceased young black male, well, he was a little bit older, black male that was killed in Ed Buck's house had been named. I hadn't seen any of the reporting that I had been watching, but apparently he had been named in the middle of January, mid to end of January. And his name is Timothy Dean. So I no longer have to say rest in power to my brother John Doe. It's rest in power Timothy Dean and rest in power Jamel Moore. Both of them have been named. Timothy Dean creates a different crux to this story. Timothy Dean is a prior porn star. And in my research of his porn, he has some drug activities that seemed very present in his porn. Does that mean he should be killed? No. Does that mean that he should be victimized by this white affluent man, allegedly affluent? No. But it clarifies the type of person that this predator is looking for. Someone that is hooked on these drugs, someone that is disadvantaged financially, that would willingly take as much of the drug if you give it to them, and have as much sex with you, whatever kind of sex that they were having, to get the drug or to get the money, that their life be damned. They're in a position where their mental health put their life in jeopardy and put their life in your hands and allowed you to kill them. They are double victimized in this way. They're victimized in the way that they shouldn't have died at your hands, one. And two, they did not get the mental health that would have precluded them from being in the situations that they were in. Had they been under the care of a professional that, could put them in someplace for 30 or 45 days where they could be getting the help and getting the detoxing that they need, they would not be on the streets willing to accept $300 or $400 for somebody to put all kinds of crazy ass drugs in my arms and try to have sex with me, and then hopefully I'll survive and I can live to spend the $300 or $400 that I made. So, to the victims, families, and to the victims' friends, stay powered up. Do not let this go.
Amen.
Be a fucking nuisance. I am going to be a nuisance on this goddamn podcast every week. And I know some of y'all are tired of me talking about it already. I apologize. You're going to have to fast forward from here on out. I am going to talk about this until the motherfucker dies or until he's in jail.
He looked like a dandelion that you go, and then you threw it on the ground and like, oh my gosh, I meant to pick that stem up.
She's in pieces.
I meant to pick that stem up last week when the little kids was out here playing with the dandelions. Now the stem all dried up.
Well, it's already dried up.
Crusty.
It's crusty already.
Thank you guys. Is it?
Thank you, Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Jasmine is perpetually keeping her fucking heel on this this oatmeal skinned bitch's neck. Thank you, Jace Barone. Thank you to all the other supporters in California that are right there on the scene when I can't be, because if I could be, I would be.
In Jesus' name, amen. Here for a podcast. No, I said the wrong word. Here for a shop. We are happy. Ooh, wow.
You see, blew it the fuck back.
Strong woman. Here for a shop is having a flash sale. Thank you guys so much for supporting Here for a podcast and Here for a shop. So for our flash sale, go to hereforitshop.com and enter the 100 to get 20% off of your purchase until Friday, March 1st at 11:59 p.m. So shipping rates have been made a little more affordable fish because we understand we are following up Trump's America in the shutdown. And then we also give you an additional 20% off. So I was looking at the prices. I was like, all right, these are cute little rates. I really like what we came up with. So THE100 flash sale. Hereforshop.com until Friday, 11:59 p.m. Saturday, when you wake up, it ain't gonna
regular price. The prices are going up, girl. The prices are going up.
So
you can get this wonderful merch that you see me in right now. Mm-hmm. And so when you see me out in public and you're wearing the merch, then I automatically
we're taking the picture.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say rub my dick on you, but
well, rub it on me.
You didn't buy that.
My turn.
You didn't buy that.
I'm not gay for real. I'm playing.
Oh, okay. What is our social studies this week?
Oh, what's the saying? I ain't gonna hold you. But I'm gonna read this quote from an Instagram page called @theproblemgays, GAYS. As queer people, we often consciously, in parentheses, and subconsciously, conform our personality traits to validate the stereotypical ways others think we should act. Many of us think we have to do these things to gain the much desired acceptance of others. Many of these personality traits may be valid, but challenge yourself to also share the aspects of your personality that do not conform to stereotypes and may not be accepted. It's our burden to push the limited boundaries of what societies view as queer or gay characteristics.
Well, that falls in line with our affirmation, being gender nonconforming.
Come on out. So I know many of us feel like we're not all the way a butch queen, or we're not all the way a femme queen, or we're not all the way verse like we claim to be on the internet. Well, I don't claim to be. Strict bottom, condom required. That's what's on my jacket. But y'all be pretending to be verse and 420 friendly and all that. What is this image? You don't have to be this image, and it's okay to not be perfect according to stereotypes of what that image is. Be yourself. You're gonna die a happier person being yourself than if I had to put on a hat and turn it to the back and talk with a deep voice. Imagine me with a deep voice.
I don't think I can imagine that far.
I gave up already.
Can't imagine that far.
So, shout out to @theproblemgaze for this Instagram press release. Champ.
It's right,
Yeah, those things. So shout out to that. That's social studies this week.
This week in sexual health. Speaking of the intersections, we talked about drugs earlier.
We did.
Yeah, and some of these, some people out here label this a drug.
Ibuprofen.
A drug.
People die from cardiac arrest from ibuprofen.
Yes.
Oh.
What I'm talking about, I feel is an accessory. I don't feel like it's sex. I mean, I don't feel like it's a drug. I think it's an accessory, just like condoms. Condoms are an accessory. Lube, an accessory to sex.
That's the way you feel. You say, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poppers. I'm sure you guys are fully aware what poppers are out there. If you are not, the scientific name is alkyl nitrates, aka sphincter spreaders.
I like that.
Sphincter spreaders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Together.
So I wanted to go over 4 FYIs for poppers. For those of you who are using them, or those of you that might be curious about using
learn
them.
Something. Oh my God.
That might be curious about using them but aren't quite sure, feel like it's a little druggy, or just don't know. They're currently banned in Canada, so to our Canada listeners, I'm sorry. You got to come to the United States if you want to play with these accessories. But the first one is not just a sphincter spreader. It is an everything spreader. It causes everything to relax because it acts as a dilator to the vessels throughout your body. When you sniff it, inhale it, it is delivered extremely fast throughout your lungs that deliver the bulk of your blood to the rest of your body. And so that makes everything feel relaxed and loopy and good.
Like you finna get a good nut, or you're currently getting one.
Or you about to get one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's the appeal. That's the first appeal. Number 2, they became popular in disco parties in the 70s, before they ever made it to the bedroom. So back in the 70s, people would sniff the poppers before they, walk into the disco party because they want to, feel the jam and feel the live and the zhuzh. Yeah, and feel the music. So, the music is just cranking, and this is the old.
Then when you stand by the speaker.
And this Donna Summer is going off in the background. You got your. Yeah, so they would take a sniff of the popper on the way into the club. Sometimes they would do it throughout the clubs. It was famous for Studio 54. Shit.
Ooh, you done aged.
I aged her a few years. Studio 54. It was popular there. 3, the most important, it should never, ever, ever, ever be mixed with ED medications, erectile dysfunction medications.
What's the ED? Okay.
So if you're taking the Viagra's, the Cialises, the Blue Chews, the gas station pills, any of those things, do not take the poppers at the
Stallion. Down to the gas
the
station.
Rhino.
Oh my God.
The Rhino. Anyway, if you take
it, is that available online?
Probably.
Open my Amazon app.
The Sphincter Spreader. The medications will have an adverse reaction while you're inhaling the poppers. Those reactions can result into highly,
they sell
bad,
poppers on Amazon.
Yeah. highly bad dizzy episodes of dizziness, all the way to seizures and cardiac arrest. So you do not want to be on erectile dysfunction drugs at the same time as doing poppers. Do one or the other. Mm-hmm. Last but not least, they should never be ingested, not orally, not nasally, and not
the
anally.
liquid and the
should not be ingested. Okay. So inhalant is different than an ingestion. Okay. Ingestion means taking it in. Mm-hmm. Inhalant just means the air or the gas I've played with. And I say anally because I got to tell some of you girls that
they are putting the liquid in their butts.
They put all kinds of things in their butts these days. So, as an old nigga, I feel like a uncle. I have to tell y'all, do not put the poppers in your booty.
Don't put this in your butt.
I know some of y'all are out here putting cocaine, doing booty bumps.
Was that an episode title of Here For It Podcast?
It was.
Booty bump.
Booty bump. So I will say that is the last FYI. Do not ingest the shit. If you want to play with it safely, play with it responsibly. Only sniff, and do not sniff to excess, because sniffing to excess can have the same detriments of inhaling carbon monoxide. So 1 to 2 sniffs, get your life, move on. Not 17.
Thank you guys so much for leaving us reviews on Apple Podcasts, and leave your comments on SoundCloud. We love you, and we are looking and reading every single week. And make sure that you use the hashtag HereForItHive when discussing the show online, so everyone can look, like, and comment on the conversation. Yeah. What is going on?
I may be young, but I'm ready. It's 100 episodes. I have done 100 of these fucking episodes.
I have seen 100 times. Imagine me.
100 years of top. I had to deal with this. That's why you couldn't even pop it. They said that.
Hey, I can do whatever I want. Oh, sorry. Beyonce.
Is that the song for your soul?
I was in the down to the Africa with my Black Panther award-winning costume design down to the Oscars. Come on. Shout out to all the black winners at the Oscars. Spike Lee got his Oscar.
Not the one he wanted, but he got an Oscar.
So Donald Trump was like, could he at least read and give his speech without being hateful? Girl, can you read the teleprompter? And so shout out to
without getting the word wrong.
Shout out to The Daily Show, because Trevor Noah, who's from Africa, definitely made sure that the interns made a compilation of when Donald Trump couldn't read the teleprompter properly. Bitch, I just won an Oscar that I've been waiting on for 30 years. You can't read a speech that was written 30 minutes ago.
I'm going to read my teleprompter correctly.
Oh, shit, I can't even buy emotions. No Mariah Carey.
100 years atop. I had to.
So what was I talking about?
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for leaving us the reviews, and we're still charting all over the world, everywhere. So
charting like Thank You Next.
You don't know now.
No. Do you have a song for your soul?
Oh, the song for my soul this week. Do I have a song for my soul? So I was down to the cafeteria at work.
You stay there.
Tall bottoms. And this medley came into my mind. And I was standing down to the...
Okay, we can't give him too much thanks. I love you, Tony, but I don't want to see you in court. I ain't never seen her before, and I don't want to see her in court. That's not the way I'm going to be Tony Braxton.
Let's see, ask for a picture. So I was standing in the line down to the cafeteria waiting to get my biscuit and my fried eggs or whatever I was going to get, some breakfast potatoes. And
you definitely not on nobody's diet.
I can eat breakfast now. Lunch is where I know my body. Breakfast I can do. Lunch is where I have to watch out, because I don't know if he coming in 4, 6, 8, or 9.
He coming!
And the lady from radiology was like, oh, you feeling it today? What's going on over there? And I was like, I am feeling the groove. Tony Braxton, he not man enough for me. But it wasn't the words of the song. It was the
dress.
I'm so used to Tony doing ballads like Breathe Again and Another Sad Love Song. when Tony came out with "He Wasn't Man Enough for Me," I was like, "Oh, come on out."
Divorce will do that to you.
I had to catch my jush. Look, I'm just feeling the groove. I don't have words. So the song for my soul is actually the beat to Tony Braxton. He Wasn't Man Enough for Me. Now look, the song was number 2 on Billboard Hot 100. And it only got to number 2 because Santana, Maria kept coming in at number 1. Now that song slayed. So
Santana is a different story for a different day.
But Tony Braxton was number 2 with "He Wasn't Man Enough for Me" on the Billboard Hot 100. But just the way I would just caught myself in a jug down to the work.
They put a little Sazon on your chicken.
Okay, I was like, oh, that's the song for my soul. Okay. Wow. And y'all always be judging me because I don't have some critically acclaimed song by Beck for songs for my soul. But look, my spirit be in a different place.
Confirmed.
And Beck beat Beyonce, so.
What is Beck?
Who is Beck?
What is Beck?
Where are Beck?
All I know
Is it
Becky.
singular or is it plural? Who knows?
I know Becky. Anyway, the song for my soul comes from one of my favorite white girls of all time. Thank God that she's never done anything problematic. Please don't let her start now. She's a Canadian, and she shaped my teenage years with her angst music, and I am so happy to see her back now.
Who are you talking about, Willis?
I can't see in the stormy weather, and I can't swim the ocean like this forever. I can't breathe. God, keep my head above water. I lose my breath at the bottom. Come rescue me. I'll be waiting. I'm too young to fall asleep.
Come on through.
God, please keep my head above water. I'll meet you at the altar. As I fall down to my knees, don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. Don't let me drown. God, please keep my head above water. Avril Lavigne just dropped that song before her second single. This was her first single to her upcoming album, and it is an awesome song for me.
I like the words.
It's no wait till you listen to it.
I gotta listen to that.
It is an awesome song. It is very empowering, very inspirational. It is a conversation that she's having with God and saying, "I am in the midst of the struggle. Do not let me drown right now.
Amen.
I am too young. I have too much to do. I have too much to accomplish to let me drown right now. I am not going. Mm-hmm. Please keep my head above water." Avril Lavigne, song for my soul this week.
Here for it. I have got 2 things. I'm always telling you don't give girls platforms, and I knew when I put this in my notes.
She don't need a name then.
The headline reads, Tommy Lauren tells the LGBT community to stop attacking traditional masculinity. What the whole, what?
Well, my here for it is going to be the opposite end of that.
Then she was broadcasted live with a speaking engagement down to Atlanta this weekend. I don't know what is going on, but y'all need to go get her. She needs to go to the Nashville, Tennessees. She needs to go to the Tempe, Arizonas. She needs to go down to the Orlando, Floridas, or wherever her market is, because she's in the wrong place. Your girl is lost. She is still using MapQuest, and she's still using her TomTom, and she needs to update to the latest software. The girl is lost.
Reroute.
And I am not here for it. I don't know what she's got going on. I don't care. But why is she on my newsfeed and on my timeline? She's in the wrong place.
Shout out to Jerome for going down and protesting and calling her all the racist bitches that she is at her own rally. And for all the people that bought seats and didn't show up. So it looked empty as fuck on purpose.
The second thing, me here for it, possibly not. The DC Fair Housing Act is currently taking me through it. And the landlords can go up on your rent when they feel like it, and you can appeal and apply and request and blah, 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 and they will take it into consideration and blah, blah, blah. Y'all about to have me out here. the same way that we got Ed Book segment every week, we about to be down to the DC is trash. Not here for it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Keep my head above water.
Woo! I need to hear that song.
You do.
Okay.
But not right now. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
My here for it this week is the only thing that we did not talk about that I know y'all wanted me to talk about. Billy Porter's tuxedo / gown.
Come on out.
It did its motherfucking job. It did what it was supposed to do. What it was created for. The reason it was on a red carpet. The reason it was on his dark-skinned gay-ass body.
Come on out.
Is to make them hoes mad. And god damn it, them hoes was motherfucking mad. And I'm absolutely here for it. Because what he did was say, oh, y'all are going to wear gowns. That's nice. I'm going to also wear a tuxedo. And I'm going to look better than you and you and you. And who trended for their fucking fashions? Who trended for their goddamn outfit? It wasn't J-Lo.
Oh, the girls were actually mad at J-Lo?
Because she stole Beyonce look and made it a little bit longer. But that's a different story for a different day. What we're talking about right now is Billy motherfucking Porter. You bad bitch, you.
I'm here for
you
it.
You motherfucking came early and you showed the fuck out and you trended the whole goddamn time that the Oscars was on. So it didn't matter who won what, who had a reaction to what. Billy Porter's outfit on the red carpet trended the whole time the Oscars was on. The whole time. Most important thing that happened the whole goddamn night, apparently. And he made these hotep, heterosexual niggas and women mad as motherfucking fuck. And they told on themselves down to the internet. And I was so happy to see it. I was like, look, I thought you were supposed to be on my friends list.
Ally. Woo.
Thank God I dodged the bullet. You got to get the fuck on away from here.
Delete.
Here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. Go off, Billy Porter. Continue to go off.
Siriano is also going to be a judge on Project Runway. They moved the show from Lifetime to Bravo, and Christian Siriano.
Double work. So I'm absolutely here for it. Continue slaying.
Headlines.
Continue doing
Headlines
all the
that
things.
I'm here for.
Yeah.
Don't die, girl. Don't die, girl.
Last
Episode
calls.
100. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 100 of Here For It Podcast. This is the part of the show. If you're at work and you have your coffee, if you're on lunch break and you're just doing a happy hour drink, or if you're cooking and you get your wine. What are some scenarios where, I don't know, just girl.
That gown gagged me. That's what that was. I was officially gagged. And so, I mean, I didn't get my voice back before the end of the show, but just
And then we
know.
gotta take these shots.
Just know, gag worthy. And I don't gag. Gag worthy.
You get on my nerves on Twitter where you keep on retweeting people that say like, make his dick so wet when you suck it that he have to wipe his ass afterwards. I'd be like,
I mean what I said.
he gotta wipe his ass? I'm just giving head. Why he gotta wipe his ass?
That means you've been doing it wrong for a long time. It's time for our last call, you guys. So if you guys have some alcohol or whatever you are currently drinking or smoking, take one with us. This is our last call.
Okay.
100 last calls. My last call is to James. Oh, shit, I'm still gagged. To James, punished. To James Baldwin. If you have listened to all 100 episodes of this podcast, you will know how much I stand. I live. I am here to represent and to come behind James Baldwin.
Amen. Amen.
James Baldwin has a bevy of accolades from the world over. And now he can add to those accolades Oscar award-winning writer.
Come on out.
So I think that one part got lost the other night at the Oscars, and I want to make sure we double back and come back around to that.
No, Regina, when she received... this show is not...
Yes, she did have a mention. There was a book that was famous, that was extremely well written, that was extremely before its time, before there was a movie. And so I think a lot of people that saw the movie, that has seen its popularity, didn't realize it was a book, and definitely probably never even read the book. But the book, if you thought the movie was good, the book was it. And the book was written by my overall father.
Come on out.
James Baldwin.
Out.
Like I've said, previous episodes this month of Black History Month, we are highlighting our gay black gods and goddesses, pioneers, and overall fathers and mothers. And James Baldwin is definitely always going to be mine. And now he can add to his titles Oscar award winning. I'm here for it. It's my last call this week.
My last call this week goes to my co-host, Eddie Superman, Impulse Group DC Outreach Director, Prep Advocate. Make sure you follow Prep Squad DC on the internet. They got videos and tutorials and things.
And dicks. There are dicks on the website where we can actually show you how to put a condom on the dick.
Is Prep right for you? Prep Squad DC. To make sure you go to Prep Squad DC and take the quiz so you can see if Prep is right for you. And also a 2-time award-winning podcaster, Top 100 Podcast of 2017 and Best LGBTQIA Podcast of 2018. My co-host, Eddie Superman, is my last call this week. Thank you for being an amazing co-host, girl. All 100 of them have not been easy, breezy, and beautiful, but this is my life as a cover girl. And I'm glad that I'm joined 100 times with you by my side. So you're my last call this week.
Whoop, whoop. To 101. So y'all are going to see us on the other side at episode 101. If you have not subscribed to Here For It Podcast, we are on SoundCloud. We are on Stitcher. We are on iTunes. We are on iHeartRadio. Anywhere that you can find a podcast, you can find us right now. If you would like to continue supporting this podcast monetarily, because this shit is not motherfucking free,
seriously not.
You can go over to our Patreon right now, where there is exclusive content only our Patreon customers get to see.
Thank you guys so much.
And be a part of. And so for at least $1 a month, you can be a part of our Patreon. If you are a big balling ass nigga, you can shoot an email to hereforitpodcast@gmail.com and become a sponsor.
It's hereforitpod@gmail.
Oh, yeah, that one. Oh, don't send it to the other one because we're not gonna get it then. You can definitely send it to
Gmail.
You can definitely send it to the Superman TheSupaman @gmail.com. I'm gonna get all of that.
Matters at Gmail.
So
inbox.
yeah, we're accepting sponsors as well. Because
the prides are coming up, and the girls want to see us there. Bring us to your city.
Yeah,
we want to promote it, make it poppin'.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for checking us out one more time for the 100th time. Back again. We back again.
You're a little gay. Follow the show on the internet at HereForItPod. HereForItShop.com. Use code The100 until Friday, 11:59 p.m. Get your problematic shirts. Here for a Podcast logo tees. Your husband's favorite top. Tops love wearing this shirt out to the club. What are some of the other designs? Things.
All kinds of things. Go over to the website, see what you like.
HereForItShop.com. Promo code The100. My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters. And of course, RonaldMatters.com.
I am the Superman TheSupaman. And you can find me in the bathroom at Swingin' Richards.
Bye.
Bye.